In a free country, people should be allowed to do whatever they like, as long as they don't go around hurting anybody or preventing others from having the same freedoms. Therefore, it follows people should be allowed to wear whatever they like. The Prime Minister should be allowed to wear a Joy Division shirt, a Sikh should be allowed to wear a turban, and a lady should be allowed to wear a skimpy bikini, or a man for that matter. That's freedom, whether we agree with their clothing choices or not. Now, I know Muslims, I've studied with Muslims, and I've worked with Muslims, but I never saw any females or their family members wearing burqas. Sure, they all wore hijabs or similar, but those don't cover your face. That said, I have seen people in public wearing burqas and also the similar niqab. Actually, I saw a lady wearing a niqab working for Kmart, checking people's receipts on the way out. But let's be honest with ourselves. These extreme forms of clothing stand out. And to be clear, nobody is saying that women shouldn't be allowed to wear what they like. But personally, I don't see why any woman would voluntarily want to wear such a garment, outside of, say, Halloween or something. And no, I'm not having a go at Muslims, because most Muslim women around the world do not wear this. Surely the ones that do are being pressured into wearing it. From a strictly human rights point of view, nobody should be pressured into covering their face. And this leads us to the topic of today, as reported by the ABC. Pauline Hanson suspended from Senate for 7 sitting days over disrespectful burqa stunt. Basically, Senator Hanson tried to introduce a private senator's bill to ban people wearing burqas and other full-face coverings in public, but the Senate refused her leave to introduce it. In protest, Senator Hanson left the chamber and soon returned wearing a black burqa. Reportedly, she refused directions to leave the room or remove the burqa, resulting in the Senate suspending her for the remainder of the day. In the absence of an apology, the Senate passed a censure motion Tuesday that barred Senator Hanson from 7 consecutive Senate sitting days. Yes, the irony is not lost on me. The Senate refused to allow the introduction of a bill banning burqas, but equally they punished somebody for wearing a burqa, a legal garment that is not banned. Are we living in cuckoo land? Look, it doesn't matter if we agree or disagree that burqas should be banned, but the Senate refused to even discuss the bill, which I think is morally corrupt in a so-called democracy. They could have just allowed it to be introduced, debated it, had a vote, then been done with it. Why dismiss it before it even has a chance to be discussed? If our politicians can't discuss things openly in Parliament for fear of offending people, then is this really a democracy? Deputy Leader of the Australian Greens, Senator Mehreen Faruqi, who is Muslim, accused Senator Hanson of, you guessed it, racism. A dress code might be a choice of the senators, but racism should not be the choice of the Senate. This is a racist senator displaying blatant racism and Islamophobia. This parliament drips now in racism. Sorry, Senator Faruqi, what does wearing a burqa have to do with race? Surely it's an issue of religion and or culture. Why the relentless focus on racism? Independent Senator Fatima Payman, who is also Muslim, said, "This is abhorrent and disrespectful to the chamber and the public. Senator Hanson is disrespecting a faith. She is disrespecting the Muslims out there, Muslim Australians. It's absolutely unconstitutional." It's unconstitutional to wear a legal garment? I think she needs to reread the Constitution. Again, she's arguing that Senator Hanson is targeting Muslims. But as I said before, most Muslim women in Australia and abroad do not wear these extreme forms of clothing. Senator Hanson made no mention of the hijab like the one Senator Payman wears. Greens leader, Senator Larissa Waters, said, "Clearly what has happened today is not a genuine demonstration of faith. In fact, it's a middle finger to people of faith. Is extremely racist and unsafe." Again, I ask, has she broken any laws by wearing a legal garment? Always the entertainer, Independent Senator Lydia Thorpe said, "This can't be happening. Get this racist woman out of here now. Get her out! Get her out! Who's in charge here?" She then vowed to shut down proceedings until Senator Hanson was removed. Freedom of speech, eh? These senators are hypocrites. They refused to debate Senator Hanson's bill to ban burqas, but then chide her when she wears the burqa that they don't want to ban. I don't think they understand their own logic. It's not like Senator Hanson just pulled this ban out of thin air. There are currently 21 states, both Muslim majority and non-Muslim countries, that have banned the burqa and niqab to at least some extent. Are all these countries racist? Is Belgium racist? Is Kazakhstan racist? It seems Western countries are far too easily offended, or scared of offending people. In my opinion, being easily offended is a weakness. Absolutely so. We should be teaching our children to be resilient. We should be teaching them to be strong in the face of criticism and difficulty. Being offended all the time is not a skill. It's a burden. Parliamentarians should be strong-minded enough to discuss any topic, even those they disagree with vehemently. Preventing Senator Hanson from tabling her bill is morally weak, regardless of their disagreement. Look, I'm not here to critique the bill. Whether you agree with or don't agree with banning the burqa, that's actually not the issue here. The issue is that we have a House of Senators afraid to discuss things that upset them. They fear that by allowing debate on difficult topics, they'll be labelled the very word they use against everyone else: racist.